Hey guys, Janet here, aka Gameonysus, and today we are talking about Bethesda's E3 2018 conference, and oh my god, never has a conference started so badly and then became so amazing. Like, I'm blown away. I'm blown away by what Bethesda brought to the table this year. And, you know, usually when we talk about winning E3 or who had the best conference, it's always the big three, but Bethesda is like out in the running for this. I feel like it just was so incredible. So let's kind of start from the beginning and see how this progression sort of happened. So to start things off, it opened with just kind of talking about the team and how much everyone at Bethesda Studios works, and kind of highlighting like what the company is as like a place of work, which was kind of a weird starting point, but like, I don't know, kind of nice, like warm fuzzies and all that. Then we jumped into Rage 2, which was prefaced by some jokes related to Walmart of Canada leaking like all of everything related to Bethesda. So we had Rage 2, and they brought out like this band to hype everyone up for Rage 2, and that was also like kind of uncomfortable because it was like, all right, E3, let's go. And then,
are you ready to rage? I said, are you ready to rage? What about you? You ready to rage? Are you ready to rage? Let's have some fun.
and it was like, what's happening? What year are we in? What's going on? And then they showed Rage 2, and they showed Rage 2 for a while. And, you know, I mean, it's probably fine, but it just wasn't that exciting to look at. It felt really repetitive, so you were just kind of staring at this Rage 2 footage for a long time, and you're like, is this what the whole conference is going to be like? I hope it's not. And also, prior to that, they just had trouble getting the footage up. They were like, all right, let's look at some gameplay. And then when they went to cut to the gameplay, nothing happened. And I was just like, oh my god, this is terrible. I feel so bad for them. And it was awful. They did save it. Like, they kind of added in some like extra stuff just to kind of fill that little gap. It didn't last too long, the technical difficulties part, but like, I just was like, oh my gosh, this is rough. This is like really, really rough. So it was a difficult start to E3 2018 for Bethesda. And then they talked about Elder Scrolls Online, specifically like the card game elements, so like Legends, and they just kind of discussed like what Legends entails and how you can play on all these different devices, and, you know, there's a little something for everyone in Legends. But that, you know, wasn't really that enticing. I feel like if that's your game, you're kind of probably already in that community. They mentioned Elder Scrolls Online, Somerset, Doom got a sequel, so the reboot of Doom now has a successor called Doom Eternal, and that's going to be debuted at QuakeCon in late August, so we didn't really like see or get to like know too much about it. The team kind of came out to talk about the fact that this is going to have you feel even like more powerful, and there will be more demons, and that's kind of like the gist of what they mentioned, but they didn't really get too into specifics and didn't really show any like gameplay itself. They were kind of just like setting the tone and letting you know that it was out there. They also did a bump for Quake Champions, which is free to play this week, and you can actually stay and keep playing the game for free if you like download it within this week. But when they were showing the gameplay, I was just like, this game is way too fast for me, and like I couldn't do it. Like, it's not gonna be my game. Is too much. The Prey team came out and talked about how there is added content to Prey, which I feel like was kind of a little bit of a like soon to be cult classic for people. It was really well promoted, and those who played it were really into it, but it just didn't really like reach as many people as I feel like it maybe should have, just considering like what I've heard about the game. So it's gonna have a story mode, an additional story mode added. New Game Plus will be incorporated, and there's like going to be a survival mode called Typhon Hunter is going to be the thing that's added in, where you can like play against other people and they can be mimics and things like that. So that'll be kind of coming soon to Prey if that's a world that really drew you in and you were looking forward to getting back to or getting more of, you will have an opportunity to do that. Speaking of games that people just want more of, Wolfenstein Youngblood is going to be dropping. That's also actually going to be a co-op adventure that's going to come during 2019. So that's cool. I feel like we're definitely seeing a resurgence of co-op, which I'm all about. I love a good co-op game. And they mentioned that they're going to have Wolfenstein for VR. It's going to be Wolfenstein Cyber Pilot, where you're kind of like hacking, like, I don't know, like Nazi armor or something. So at this point in the conference, it's kind of like, oh, okay, like, we had a couple things here and there, but overall, like, this conference kind of sucked. Like, it wasn't really that good. It wasn't really that interesting. It was just kind of like, I mean, people really hated the Bethesda conference last year, which I actually thought it was cool. They had a little amusement park theme. I thought it was fun, but a lot of people were really annoyed by it and were like, why is this even a conference? And, I thought that was a little bit extreme, but I was like, wow, if you hated it last year, you're really going to hate it this year. But then all of that changed when Todd Howard took the stage. Now, we saw Todd Howard a few hours ago at the Microsoft stage, and, he came out, talked about Fallout 76. It was pretty cool. Got us interested in the game, showed some of the game. It was a good time. But he took it to, like, a whole nother level in this conference. Like, he carried this team. Why was he not here the entire time is the only thing that I'm trying to figure out. Like, holy cow. So he started off by just throwing in some like jokes about how like Skyrim is ported everywhere. He's like, oh, you have what you guys have been waiting for, another thing to release Skyrim onto. And then they did like the Skyrim spoof video where they had like Skyrim on Alexa and Skyrim on your refrigerator and Skyrim on your pager and just like all this other like ridiculous stuff just to kind of be lighthearted, mess with people, kind of poke fun at themselves because they're very aware of like what the public has said about them for good or for ill. Then we get to Fallout 76. And wow, they really lay this out for us. So here's the gist of what was run through in this conference. Fallout 76. Once again, it is a prequel to the Fallout games. It takes place in West Virginia. It is in a huge area that is 4 times the size of Fallout 4. It actually is going to draw on the folklore of West Virginia, so that some of the creatures and things you'll encounter will be drawing on that actual history. It does take place online, and as soon as Todd Howard mentioned that, he's like, I know you guys have like 1,000 questions, so I'm going to address them in order, is the joke he made, which was quite amusing. And then he went on to talk about how, okay, but you're going to be with like dozens of people, not hundreds, not thousands. This is still the apocalypse. And then they actually threw in a bunch of these additional informational videos via Vault Text. So you had like the little cartoons explaining like extra information and details about like what that online gameplay looks like and what that means. You can build your shelter wherever and move it like whenever to wherever you want. You can like access like nuclear weaponry and like just explode and blow up and totally destroy places and then go over there and like get all this like resources and things from it. You can meet other people in the game and they can be of aid to you, or you can just be killing people. So it's kind of like chaotic and weird and different, but I think it's drawing on some of the elements that people really liked in Fallout and then kind of presenting them in a new, different way. So I think some people might miss the traditional aspects of the game, but I think everyone just like really excited to explore it in a new context with like new mechanics and new like systems kind of at play. And honestly, like if you had any doubt, I feel like Todd Howard just did such a good job at selling it that you were just like, all right, I'm gonna go for it anyway. The collector's edition of this game looks absolutely amazing. You get like this dope helmet, you got the little light and everything, changes your voice, you get a glow in the dark map, you get little figurines to put on the map. Like it is super, super cool. And then even the way they revealed the date of the game was cool because they had like the numbers going and they were like, oh, what is it, October? Is it what day? Is the release date is actually November 14th 2018. In addition to that, Fallout Shelter is going to be coming to PS4 and Nintendo Switch, and it's still free, so that's super cool. You can play that as of tonight. I love when people are just dropping stuff immediately during E3. It is crazy. And they have an additional game that they made for mobile It's called Elder Scrolls Blades. It's not out yet, but it will be out soon. You can already sign up for like kind of pre-ordering it. It is free, and basically it's kind of like just like a general Elder Scrolls game, and just that it like functions a little bit differently because it's available on mobile and you can play it in landscape mode or portrait mode. And they're going to be like trying to release it on basically everything. So it's going to be everything from mobile to PC level VR. And it's like you can play against people on your phone that are playing in VR, which is like a crazy idea. So, and that's kind of how they pitched it too. They were just talking about, or like Todd Howard was talking about how this was an idea and ambition they had a long time ago that they're kind of finally able to create. And if all of that wasn't already crazy enough, he mentions that there's going to be a new original franchise, the first new original franchise from Bethesda in 25 years. They're working on it for the next gen, which tells us there's a next gen. It's a thing. It's going to be a thing. It exists. I mean, Xbox already hinted at that, but it's like, holy cow, you're just like, Todd Howard took us into the next generation of games tonight. Now, granted, it was just like this very like vague little cinematic tiny little clip, but still, it happened. It happened. I was there and I saw it, and it was grand. And at long last, Bethesda actually confirms The Elder Scrolls 6, which is something that people have been asking for forever. And then that was the end of the conference. So it was like, oh, don't remember the weird band, don't remember the tech issues, don't remember the Walmart leaks. Like, everything is forgiven and more. Todd Howard just did an absolutely phenomenal job. I need this guy to pitch everything everywhere for forever. Why was he not there the entire time? I'm absolutely blown away by what just happened. So let me know what you thought of Bethesda's E3 conference in the comments below. Are you guys looking forward to Fallout 76 now that you know more about it? If not, if so, let me know why. What other things from the conference stood out to you guys? Be sure to give this video a thumbs up. Be sure to subscribe to my channel. I'm doing a whole bunch of content all during E3 2018, and I will see you guys here next time. Bye.